Switching from a large national bank to a local credit union is one of the best decisions I've ever made as an adult. Today, I'm going to share with you everything you need to know to pick the right checking account for you and your personal needs, so let's get started. What's good? My name is Caleb and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, this channel is all about tips, tricks, and strategies to harness your potential, conquer your adulthood, and invest in yourself. So for more weekly content just like this, please consider subscribing. Now on to the video. Alright, so before you start looking for and comparing banks, it's really important to assess your personal needs. Do you prefer to bank online, or do you like to go in person? Are you looking for a place where you can get multiple types of accounts too, like a savings or an investment account, or are you just focused on the checking account? Are you going to end up needing any other services in the future, like a home loan or a car loan? Well, here is my list of things to look for. Firstly, is it FDIC Insured? FDIC stands for Federal Deposit Insurance Company, and basically what this is insurance for your money. So it covers up to $250,000 of accounts that are checking, savings, money market accounts, and also CDs. This doesn't cover other types of investment accounts that carry stocks or bonds and things like that, but this is important because if the bank fails, then you won't lose all your money. And side note, for credit unions, it's called the NCUA, which stands for National Credit Union Association. So basically for this one, before you choose a bank, just make sure it's insured by one of these two things and you're fine. Now for the second thing, is there no monthly fee, and are the other fees pretty low? Banks love to charge a fee for every little thing, so be sure to ask for a complete fee schedule from the bank you're going to go for. These fees can include a monthly maintenance fee, an account opening fee, there's also fees for getting checks or transferring money, sometimes there's even a bill payment fee, a minimum balance fee, and of course the almighty overdraft fee. All of these fees can slowly eat away at your savings, especially if your account is low. And this is mostly noticeable with the monthly maintenance fee because it may seem low. Sometimes it's about 10 or 12 bucks a month, but if you add it up over the years, for example, in 1 year, that's $144 that you're spending on just having a checking account. Also, some banks charge quite a bit for out-of-network ATMs, but other banks will actually reimburse you for all the ATM fees every month up to a certain amount, and some banks even have an unlimited ATM reimbursement. As far as overdraft fees go, there's some banks out there that don't actually have overdraft fees, but on average they're about $34 per transaction. So this might be important to you if your balance is kind of low most of the time and you're worried about this, so be sure to look at this one as well. Bottom line is to make sure the amount of fees you pay overall within the account are reasonably low for your needs, because that's just more money in your pocket. And the monthly maintenance fee is the fakest thing I've ever heard, so like what is that money even going towards? Now the third thing you should ask is if there is a low minimum account balance. This kind of ties into the last tip a little bit, but basically sometimes banks will charge the monthly maintenance fee based on the balance that you have in the account. So for example, Chase will charge you 12 bucks a month if you have under $1,500 month to month, or if you have under $500 in direct deposit. So be sure to read the fine print and find out what your bank does. Now the fourth thing, are there any ATMs or physical branches available to you? National banks typically have a bunch of ATMs all over the place nationwide, while your local credit union might only have like a few ATMs around your local region. So if you end up moving, this might be a problem for you. And also some banks don't even have ATMs at all. So if you need to access an ATM, they have certain networks like the Allpoint ATM network that you need to use. But these things are only really important if you handle a lot of cash regularly, or if doing things in person really matters that much to you. Now the fifth thing to ask is there a good interest rate? And I'm not talking about APR, I'm talking about APY, which stands for annual percentage yield. This is basically the rate of return in regards to interest. And because of COVID right now, all the interest rates are pretty low, but if you can, try to shoot for something in the 1 to 2% range. But honestly, because of COVID, anything above zero is probably solid. To put it in perspective, 2% interest on an account with $10,000 in it is an extra $200 per year for free, just for using the account. Every bank pays this a little bit differently, so they'll either do it annually, biannually, quarterly, or monthly. So if they pay it out every month, then you just divide the 2% interest by 12 months, and that's how much you're gonna get from month to month. If your bank does have this though, chances are there's requirements that you need to meet every month to get the interest. So for example, you need like a certain amount of direct deposit, you need to use like their online bank at least once a month, you need to have a certain amount of transactions. And for example, my credit union, they give me 2.5% APY up to $25,000 into the account. But on the flip side, I have to have 12 transactions per month on on the card, I have to access their online bank one time, and I have to have $100 in direct deposit every month. And also, most banks that have this, once you pass their threshold, for example with mine it's $25,000 like I said, once you go above that, the annual percentage yield will probably drop to well below 1%. So if you have less than $25,000 to your name, then this is probably really important to you. Now number 6, is there a user-friendly online and mobile experience? Now I'm sure some people out there have experienced this, but some small banks and local credit unions tend to have kind of crappy apps. Bigger banks typically have a lot better of an online experience, and their apps are way more developed and dedicated. And also some banks are entirely online as well, so this is really important if you're a super tech savvy person who likes to check your balance 17 times a day and takes pictures of your checks to deposit them. Easy online banking can be really nice too, because then if you lose your card or get it stolen, you can always just go in the app and cancel or freeze your card with the touch of a button, which is really convenient. Okay, number 7, is the customer service experience reliable and helpful? Now you probably want a bank that's not going to keep you on hold for several hours or get annoyed with you when you ask a million questions. Now to give you a quick example of what good customer service looks like, when I used to bank with Chase, there was this one time where I deposited a bunch of ones into one of their ATMs at like 3:30 in the morning, and the ATM pretty much ate my money. It like miscounted the ones and stuff like that. So I had to call them up, and I got an answer within 20 seconds, talked to a real person, they got it cleared, they found the ATM, they recounted my money, and everything was squared away and done within like 5 minutes. And to me, that was amazing customer service. So if you want to test this out, literally give each bank a call and see how long it takes for you to talk to a real person. Number 8, are there other useful services for you, like an investment account or a retirement account? Can they help you out with an auto loan or a mortgage? Some banks offer a wide range of services outside of a checking account. Some banks even offer insurance or multiple types of linked savings accounts. That way you can divvy up your savings and have different savings goals. If having everything in one place is really important to you, then make sure you look at all their products and services before choosing. But keep in mind that it is totally okay to have a different bank for each type of thing that you use. Now number 9, does the bank you're about to choose have a sign-up bonus? Some banks have promotional offers where if you open an account and put enough money in it within a certain amount of time, you'll actually get a cash bonus, just like credit cards. With this one, be careful though and make sure you read the fine print, because a lot of banks will try and lure you in with this. So make sure you look and see like how much money you need to deposit and how long you have to keep it there, because it may not be worth it. Now I'm sure not every bank that you find is going to answer yes to all these questions, because that would be just the perfect bank. But these are the types of things that you should probably ask, and the answer should be yes to most of these. Bottom line, look out for stupid, unnecessary fees and try to aim for a high interest rate if you can. Okay, so now that you know all the things to look for, the next question is, where do you start looking and where do you go from here? Now the first one is local credit unions, and in my opinion these ones have the lowest of fees typically, and they also have a lot friendlier customer service that's more personalized to you because it's focused kind of just in your local area. The only thing with this is sometimes there's not that many ATMs and stuff, but they do cater towards subpar credit when it comes to loans, so that might be beneficial to you. One cool thing about the credit union that I use is they actually call me every single year on the anniversary of me opening my account just to check on me, see how my life is doing, see if there's anything else they can do for me, and if all my needs are being met by their services, which is really cool. Now the second thing that you can check out is large banks like Chase or Bank of America, and these ones are cool because they have a massive nationwide ATM network most of the time, and they also have a lot of reviews online because of how big the company is. But typically these large national banks tend to be the ones with the lowest interest rates and the highest fees, so make sure you look out for that. Now the third option is online banks like Acorns or Discover, and these ones are nice because everything is entirely online. Nothing is ever in person, but if you're super tech savvy, this might be the most convenient option for you. And the cool thing about this is because of the fact that they don't have branches and have a bunch of employees hired, they can spend a lot of their extra money focused on better interest rates and customer service. And also, of course, with this one, you always need an internet connection. Overall, everybody has a very different, unique situation, so you gotta ask yourself these things, like, do you need ATMs? Do you like to be in person? Do you care if it's all online or not? Are you looking for really good interest rates, or do you want something that's an all-inclusive one-stop shop with all the services that you need? At the end of the day, everybody wants something cheap, and everybody wants something convenient. So here's a couple of examples to get you started on your search. Now, I can't really speak on local credit unions and banks because everybody watching this video probably lives in a different location. So I'm just going to give you a few examples of online banks that you could use. Now, the first one is the Capital One 360 checking account. And this one has no monthly fee, they have no minimum balance, and they actually give a 0.1% APY. The second one is the Ally Bank Interest checking account. And this one also has no monthly fee, and they have no minimum balance along with the 0.1% APY. But on top of that, they also reimburse you up to $10 per month in out-of-network ATM fees. The third one is the Discover Bank Cashback Debit account. And this one has no monthly fee as well, no monthly minimums, and also they have a 1% cash back on all purchases made within the account. Now, this is something really rare to find within a checking account or a debit card, and on top of that, they have a massive ATM network. Now, the fourth one I'm going to mention is the Acorns Spend checking account. This one has a small monthly fee of $1 or $3 depending on the products and services that you use, but this is actually what I use, and it's really nice because within the app you have an investment account, a retirement account, and a debit card checking account all within the same thing. This account is really awesome because they actually have unlimited ATM fee reimbursement, and on top of that they have a bunch of customizable auto savings features. So for example, every time you make a purchase, it'll round up to the nearest dollar and multiply that by a certain amount that you choose, and it'll deposit that extra change into one of your 2 savings accounts that you have. You can also set up reoccurring investments too, so you can choose like $5 a day, $10 a month, you could do $70 a month or $70 a week. You can do any number of different options that make it really convenient and easy for you to save more money without even batting an eye. And the last perk this has is this app will actually give you cash back at a ton of different retailers like Apple, Old Navy. There's just a bunch of companies that'll do this. All right, so now you have all the information you need. All you got to do is pick a bank and weigh the pros and cons and pick the one that's best for you. It may be daunting at first and it takes a little bit of time, but I promise if you just sit down for an hour or two and look at a couple of different options, it won't be that hard to choose one. And then all you have to do is go see them in person or apply online, and you can have a new bank account in just like 10 minutes. Please leave a fat like on this video if you found it helpful, and leave me a comment down below letting me know what things you look for when you choose a new bank account. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out my last week's video. I made a video on how to start your credit journey in 2020 and how to get your very first credit card. And lastly, be sure to destroy that subscribe button and smack that little notification bell down there. That way you get notified every time I release a new video. I plan to release a new video every single week for the foreseeable future. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.